Dragon Ball Super, Episode 19, called Zetsubo Futarabi, Aku no Teo Frieza no Fukatsu, which translates to Despair Once More. The revival of the evil Emperor Frieza is in the books. The revival of Frieza arc is here. And to be completely honest, if you've seen the movie, there's really not much to add here, folks. All right, well, the first thing I want to talk about is the intro to the show. Like, it still has the Chokusetsu Dynamic song, but there's new scenes now of Golden Frieza and of Goku and Vegeta in their Resurrection F uniforms. So that's cool. Like, that was pretty awesome seeing that. But other than that, this is literally this episode, with the exception of maybe 2, maybe 3 scenes, was literally like a frame by frame, almost retelling of the first act of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, the movie. Like, literally, guys, if you saw the movie, and I'm pretty sure that the majority of you folks did, it's the same thing, okay? Like, wow. I was in shock at how similar it was. And to be honest, I don't really know how I feel about that. I feel like maybe for the Battle of Gods arc, they kind of diverted a little too much. Maybe not. See, I have mixed feelings because they shouldn't have diverted as much as they did, but maybe they diverted for kind of the wrong reasons. Whereas with this Resurrection F arc, it's literally the same thing. Like, there's, with the exception of, like I said, very, very small differences. So the episode opens up pretty much with the same way the movie opened up, with a shot of like basically like the weird fish and shit, and then it just dips down into hell, and we see the flower garden of hell. Very similar shot to the movie, with Mecha Frieza there being tortured. Of course, Ryusen and Akao did a great job. We get a little bit more information on the backstory of Frieza and how he blew up Planet Vegeta. For, I guess, the people who don't remember, I'm sure most people who are watching the show do, but they still explained it, so that was good. Then the episode does take the same path as the movie. Whis manhandling Goku and Vegeta, fighting, of course, on Whis' planet. Whis has, of course, autographed his name on their chest, just like he did in the movie. The Sorbet and Tagoma talk about how, oh, well, if we bring Frieza back to life, we would rule 70% of the galaxy. And I'm just wondering, what do you mean by that? Is the other 30% under the control of somebody else? Is it the Galactic Patrol? Who knows? But that was an interesting line. They go to Earth and they find Pilaf, who again has the Dragon Balls, just like in the movie. But it looks like they're in the process of collecting them. Again, literally almost identical. Not quite identical, but almost identical to the movie. So part of me is thinking, okay, what's the point? I hate to say it, but I'm being real. What is the freaking point? They should have diverted somewhat. Maybe they will next episode. In fact, I know they will next episode, because next episode has Jocko arriving and interacting with Goten and Trunks. So that's cool. I like that. Jocko's going to be interacting with Goten and Trunks and Bulma. Maybe Goten and Trunks are going to get to fight in this version of the story. I certainly hope so, because that's a good diversion. So we have a scene of the Pilaf gang. This time they're in a cave, dressed in all black, getting the Dragon Ball. Sorbet and Tagoma, of course, confront them. Just like in the movie, they summon the dragon, resurrect Frieza. But what they did this time is, rather than do what they did in the film, where they kind of reshot the Trunks Frieza stuff, they just showed old footage from Dragon Ball Z. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Whenever they show Dragon Ball Z footage, even though it's nostalgic for me, it's very jarring because of how different it looks from the Super footage. It just doesn't look the same in many ways. And the problem is that they showed scenes from Dragon Ball Z episode 121, and those of you who have been around the community for years and who have a good memory of this, you'll know that episode 121 is notorious for being one of the worst animated episodes ever. It's the one that has the weird awkward chins, and there's other episodes like that, but I know a lot of fans for years have said that 121 is the worst animated episode, and they showed footage of it. Why didn't they just... I mean, I've been very, very curious about this. Why did they not just show the footage from the movie, or at least try to redo it like in the movie? I don't understand. I don't get it. So anyways, of course, they're not playing the Maximum the Hormone F song, which kind of bums me out. They have Frieza's weird gobbly parts, and then we have something new, which was very pleasant. We have a cameo from, yes, folks, Frog Ginyu, who is watching Frieza be resurrected. I'm quite happy to see Frog Ginyu. There are rumors for episode 22 that Frog Ginyu does something of importance. I've been curious about what that is, but at the same time, nothing's really confirmed. It's from 2chan. But something might be happening with Frog Ginyu, but he appeared here. He appeared here and he witnessed Frieza being resurrected. So Frog Ginyu has survived this entire time. It seems like Shizami has a bigger role in this version of the story as well. Because he seems to be more like kind of interacting. He's not just a henchman in this version. He's actually part of the trio. Like it's Sorbet, Tagoma, and Shizami in this version. Also, I got to mention that they did have a cool thing with Piccolo kind of rocking Baby Pan. It's like almost the exact same thing as the movie. Again, I don't want to repeat myself. It's almost the same thing, but Piccolo plays with her a little bit more. And then, of course, they have Frieza coming back in the rejuvenation tank. The rejuvenation tank snaps. Frieza comes out of it. They, again, nowhere near as epic as the movie version. The movie pretty much did everything better. The only thing that I like more in this version was the explanation of the history of Frieza. I thought that was pretty cool. Even though it wasn't necessary, I like the fact they took the time to do that. And I also like the fact that Piccolo was kind of playing with Pan a little bit more. But other than that, it's almost a frame-by-frame retelling of Resurrection F, folks. Honestly, there's no new information here. You could probably skip this episode. I hate to say it. You probably won't, but you probably should. Next week, Jocko arrives, which I'm very excited about. And there are scenes of Jocko interacting with Goten and Trunks. That's going to be a fun one. Other than that, I've got nothing else for you. Let me know your thoughts below. What'd you think about Dragon Ball Super episode 19? Do you like the fact that it's going to be just like the movie? Do you think they should have diverted? To me, it's a waste of time to do it exactly like the fucking movie. But next week, not only do we get Jocko and Goten and Trunks, so it will be different, but there's an interesting shot of Goku and Vegeta clashing fists and the screen turns blue. Will they unlock SS Blue / SS God SS? We'll find out next week. Anyways, guys, thanks for checking out this review, and I'll catch each and every one of you down the road.